There are moments when life changes with a single message. For Lena Moore, a 17-year-old high school girl with dreams as bright as the morning sun, that message came from an unknown number. It was just one text, simple, friendly, harmless. "Hey, I saw you at the art fair today. You looked beautiful." She didn't recognize the number, but the words made her smile. "Maybe it was a classmate, maybe a secret admirer," she replied. And that one reply set off a chain of events that would rip apart her safety, her sanity, and everything she believed about love and trust. What started as late-night conversations soon turned into something deeper. The stranger behind the screen seemed to know everything about her favorite songs, her fears, the way she twisted her hair when nervous. He called himself Ethan. His voice messages were soft, his compliments gentle, his timing perfect. For a girl who often felt invisible at school, Ethan's attention felt like sunlight after rain. But every light casts a shadow, and Lena was about to step into one she couldn't escape. Before long, their chats turned private, secretive. "Don't tell anyone about me," Ethan had said once, his tone oddly serious. "People wouldn't understand us," Lena laughed it off. She didn't realize she was already inside his web, a web woven not from love, but obsession. The next morning, Lena received a new text. "I watched you at school today. That blue sweater looks amazing." She froze. She hadn't posted any photos that day. He was there, somewhere in the crowd. She scanned the hallways, her heart racing. Who could it be? Her best friend Emma teased her, saying maybe it was a secret crush. But something in Lena's gut twisted uneasily. Ethan never sent pictures of himself. Only words, always words. He said his camera was broken. She believed him. That evening, Ethan called her for the first time. His voice was calm, confident, older than she expected. "I just wanted to hear you," he said. She smiled nervously, not noticing how his tone shifted between charm and control. He began asking questions, personal ones, about her parents, her schedule, her home. "You trust me, right?" he whispered. And she said yes. Days turned into weeks. Texts turned into dependency. Lena couldn't go a day without Ethan's messages. But one night, as she scrolled back through their chat, she noticed something chilling: the timestamps. He always texted her right after she left school. Always after she walked home. It wasn't coincidence. It was surveillance. Ethan became her world. He made her laugh, made her feel wanted, but also made her feel small. If she didn't reply fast enough, he'd send, "Who are you talking to?" Or "Don't ignore me." When she posted photos, he'd ask who took them. Slowly, his words went from loving to possessive. "I'm the only one who gets you," he'd say. Lena began deleting her posts, isolating herself from friends. That's exactly what he wanted. Then one night, he said something that made her blood run cold. "If I can't have you, no one will." The air around her felt heavy, suffocating. She wanted to tell someone, but fear and guilt chained her silence. Maybe she'd done something wrong. Maybe he was just hurt. She didn't know she was already trapped, emotionally caged by a voice she'd never even seen. The next morning, she found a flower on her front porch with a note. "You look even prettier in person." Her legs gave out. He wasn't just behind a screen anymore. He was near her, watching. Lena finally told her mother, who immediately called the police. They traced the number, but it bounced across multiple fake accounts. "Probably a prank," the officer said. But that night, Ethan's tone changed again. "Why did you tell them?" he wrote. "I thought you loved me." Lena's fingers shook as she typed back, "Please stop. You're scaring me." His reply came instantly. "You should be scared." Her parents changed her number, but within hours, the new phone buzzed again. "You can't hide from me, Lena." It was him. The same unknown number. That was the night Detective Warren took over the case. He warned them, he's not a kid. Whoever this is, he's calculated, experienced, and dangerous. Lena could barely sleep. The shadows on her walls started to look like eyes. For the first time, she wished she'd never picked up that message. The next week, Emma, Lena's best friend, vanished. Her locker open, her phone gone. The police launched a full search and panic spread through the school. Lena's stomach churned when she saw the message that night. "She shouldn't have talked to you." Attached was a photo, Emma, terrified, blindfolded. Lena screamed. The police tried tracing the source, but it vanished before they could act. Detective Warren set up protection around Lena, but Ethan always seemed one step ahead. "He knows our moves before we make them," Warren admitted. It was as if he was inside their systems, inside their lives. That night, Lena sat awake, replaying their old chats, and realized Ethan had once mentioned Emma by name, long before they ever met. This wasn't random. It was planned. Hours later, a news alert lit up her phone. Missing girl found near highway. Alive but traumatized. Emma had escaped, but all she said to the police was one sentence: "He was never real." Detective Warren dug deeper into Ethan's digital footprint. What they discovered twisted everyone's stomach. The account was linked to dozens of fake profiles, each with stolen photos of teenage boys. All created by one man, a 32-year-old IT technician named Martin Hale. He lived only 5 miles away. He'd been catfishing girls across multiple schools for years. Using hacked cameras, GPS tracking, and cloned devices, he made himself omnipresent, invisible yet everywhere. When the police raided his house, it was empty. His laptop was wiped clean except for one folder named Lena. Inside were hundreds of screenshots, her posts, messages, photos of her house, her school, her family. Each file labeled with a date and time. The final file read, "Soon." Lena broke down. She felt dirty, invaded, and powerless. Every smile, every secret, he had stolen all of it. But Warren promised, "We'll get him." "You're not alone." Weeks later, Martin was caught. He confessed to everything, the fake accounts, the hacking, even Emma's kidnapping. But when asked why, his answer chilled the entire room. "Because they trusted me," he said, smiling faintly. "They gave me their hearts for free." He leaned forward, looking directly into the interrogation camera. And so did Lena. Even in custody, he didn't stop. Letters started arriving at Lena's house, handwritten, unsigned, but in his words. Each one ending with, "See you soon." The police dismissed them as leftover threats, but Lena knew better. Martin had followers online. People who admired him copied him. He made himself immortal, Detective Warren said quietly. Lena realized it wasn't over. It was just changing form. The family moved across the state. New house, new school, new number. Warren helped them set up digital protection. But fear had already infected Lena's soul. She jumped at every sound, every flicker of light. Even the smallest vibration made her heart race. At night, she'd wake up gasping, sure someone was watching her through the window. Then, one night, a delivery arrived. No return address. Inside, a small blue sweater. The same one she'd worn the day she got the first message. Her mother screamed, calling Warren immediately. Cameras showed nothing. Whoever dropped it knew exactly how to avoid detection. Lena cried for hours, realizing no distance was far enough to escape someone who lived inside the internet. The line between her world and his was gone. Months passed in uneasy silence. Until one night, her phone, a new one, sealed and unregistered, buzzed. Unknown number, miss me? The same 3 words that started it all. She froze. Her parents called Warren, who arrived within minutes, tracing the signal. It wasn't from a phone. It came from a Wi-Fi-enabled camera inside her house. The team swept the house, finding a small hidden camera in the smoke detector. But the feed was live, streaming from an unknown IP. "He's watching you right now," Warren said, jaw clenched. Lena looked up at the blinking red light. "Then let him watch," she whispered, her voice trembling but fierce. For the first time, fear turned into fury. Lena agreed to set a trap. A live bait operation. She reopened her old social account, posting that she was alone at home. Within minutes, Ethan, or whoever he was now, sent a message. "I knew you'd come back." Warren's team watched as they traced the signal to an abandoned warehouse. Lena volunteered to go, wired for audio. The building was cold, echoing, filled with shadows. Her flashlight flickered. "Ethan," she called softly. A voice answered, calm, almost gentle. Took you long enough. Out of the darkness stepped a figure, hoodie, gloves, mask. Before she could scream, police lights flashed, flooding the room. He ran, but Warren's men caught him outside. When they pulled off the mask, Lena gasped. It wasn't Martin. It was someone younger, a teenage boy. On his phone, they found messages from a private online group called The Network. Hundreds of members, all using the same name, Ethan. Lena stared at the computer screen later that night as Warren showed her the group's chat feed. Thousands of messages filled the page, and at the top, a new one appeared. You can catch one of us, but not all. Her hands trembled. Martin had created something that couldn't be shut down, a digital cult of predators, all hiding behind the same mask. A week later, her family left the city for good. No phones, no social media, just peace. But one night, at a roadside stop, Lena's new phone, still in its box, lit up. One message on the lock screen. "Hi, Emily, you seem lonely." Her breath caught. She smiled sadly and whispered, "Not again." Then she smashed the phone under her heel, watching it break into silence. For the first time in a long time, she felt free. But somewhere, across countless screens, someone else's phone buzzed with the same message. "Hey, I saw you today. You looked beautiful." And the cycle began again. Sometimes, the scariest monsters don't live under our beds. They live in our inbox. Lena's story isn't just about one catfish. It's about hundreds hiding behind screens, waiting for the next lonely heart to answer. What would you do if your phone buzzed right now? And the message said, "Miss me?" I subscribe for more chilling true crime stories and real psychological mysteries, because next time, it could be you.